two seven segment. Okay, for example, from 00 to, for example, 99. Okay, each time the push button is pressed, one counting is counted. Okay, 00, 01, 02, 2, 09, 10, 11, etc. to 99. That's it. This is the first project. The second project, we have a keyboard, a LCD, and a 7 segment. Okay, and a switch. Based of a state of switch, each character is pressed our keypad. No, keypad and LCD. Keypad and LCD and 7 segment. Mr. Rashid? Or not? No. That's right. No. No. Excuse me? Oh, Alhamdulillah. Okay. The first project, PRG1. PRG1 and up counter, a 2 digits. 2 digits up counter with 2 7 segments. Okay, maybe Mrs. Naime. Okay, PRG1, a 2 digits up counter with 2 7 segments. PRG2, a system containing a keypad and LCD. A system containing a keypad, for example, a 4x4 or 3x4. What do you say, Mr. O'Day? Can you write all the details about the two projects? I'm writing, Mr. O'Day. Are more than one person participating? No, we said only individually, alone. Okay, Mr. O'Day. In the projects or each person alone, please write the details on LMS. Mr. O'Day, I'm writing. Okay, project 2, a system containing a keypad, for example, 4x4, okay, or 3x4, and a LCD, okay. Each character is pressed our LCD. Each character is pressed our keypad. Will be displayed our LCD. That's right. Two simple projects. Each project has 2 scores. Okay, totally 4 scores. 4 from 20. Deadline was May 29. Okay. Deadline of 2 projects maybe May 29. Okay or not? No calculating, no. Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas. Here, for example, Please wait, please wait. No, no. Mrs. Noor, you don't hear me? The sentence is the end of the course exam, the same type of assignment. We said final exam is maybe less than 5 scores. Okay? Mesela انتصار. And all of you. Final exam maybe less than 5 scores. Other scores is distributed in these simulation projects. Okay? For example, maybe 7 projects. 7 by 2 scores, about 14 scores. Okay? Masode, okay. May 29. No, 29. 29 is late. What was our deadline? Mesela Rashid. Maybe another date. Hello. What was our deadline? The 29 is okay or not? What was the correct? What was the correct one? No, no, this is very late. Huh? No, 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 no. No. We have some other projects. Maybe. I don't know. In my mind is before this time. That's right. Today is 19 from May. Okay? We have many exam. Okay. This is known. Today is May 19. Okay? Today is May 19. Okay? Two PRGs. Deadline is from this time. 1 week later. That's 26. Okay? 26. May 26. Is okay. 1 week later. That's right. Is okay. These are two simple projects, too simple. No hardware, etc. Really too simple projects, too simple. That's right. This time, today, we define another project. Today. Continue. Okay. When delivering your projects, each project from these two must contain the C file, the design file, and a PDF, for example, 2 or 3 page PDF file explaining your project. Okay, for example, a zip file, a code vision file, C file, purchase file, design file, and a PDF, maybe 1, 2, or 3 page. Okay, pages for describing your project. No, no, Mr. Mohammed Rashid. Both of them. Mrs. Noor. Both of PRGs is delivered to May 26. Both of them. Two very simple projects. That's right. Okay. Okay, Mrs. Safa. Okay. Mrs. Safa is from Kerala. Okay. That's right. Because Mrs. Safa said the deadline is 2/29. Deadline 2/29. No, no. May 29. No. It's okay. May 29. That's right. That's right. It's okay. Finish. But about timer, we spoke about timer. Okay. We had timer counter. Okay. Timer counter for counting some external events but timer we had 4 timer modes. One of you can please type it for timer. We said, for example, we had 3 timers: timer 0, timer 1, timer 2. Timer 0 and timer 2 was were 8-bit timers, okay, but timer 1 was 16-bit timer. Each of these timers had 4 mode of work. Okay, please type these modes. Each of you remember? Mr. Mohammed Rashid, Mrs. Safa, Mrs. Dua, Mrs. Lobna, Mr. Intasar, Mr. Hanno, Mr. Hamid Muhammad, Mrs. Dua, Mrs. Dena, Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas, Mr. Ahmed Fawaz, Mr. Ibtisam, Mr. Intasar, Mrs. Lobna. هل من ناصر ينصرني? We had 4 mode of works. What was these 4 modes? Do you remember? For example, we had normal mode. Normal. Another one, CTC. Okay. Another one, fast PWM. And another one, phase correct PWM. Okay. Phase correct PWM. Do you remember? Or not? Here we had this file. This thing about how to do the homework. Oh, بس انتصار. Don't worry, بس انتصار. Missing Nur, inshallah. Missing Nur. Inshallah this weekend. Okay? Inshallah this weekend. I deliver to you. قبول. بس أحمد قبول. Inshallah this weekend. I deliver to you a English document. Okay? 4 timers. We had these timers. Normal mode. CTC mode, where was CTC mode? CTC mode, fast PWM mode, and phase correct mode. Okay, phase correct PWM mode. Yeah. With a PDF you can review the lecture. مثل ما رشيد قبول كيف تعمل مثل النور كيف نعمل المشاريع فليس لدينا PDF. Okay, Mr. Noor, Mr. Rashid, all of you. Inshallah, this weekend, for example, this 2 or 3 days, I deliver English PDF for you. Okay, English abstract PDF for you. Don't worry. When this PDF shown in your shared screen. Okay, inshallah. That's right. Okay, please attention here. We said in timer we have 4 mode of work. Okay, normal. For example, normal mode. In normal mode, for example, for timer 0. Timer 0 is a 8-bit timer. Okay, we start from 0 to top. That means FF. FF for 8-bit. Okay, 255. And after we reach the 255, the end of counting, the next time we have timer overflow and timer restarts from 0. This is normal mode. Okay, 2 flags, flag timer overflow can be in this time in the normal mode. Timer overflow is set, and maybe can be started ISR, interrupt service routine, if you configure it. This is normal mode. CTC mode. CTC, what was CTC? CTC is clear timer on compare match. Okay, we start from 0, for example. Then we have T count register, timer count. Each time the time count is registered in T count. We have another register named OCR, output compare register. For example, we load in it 100. Okay, each time. Each time value of T count is equal to value of OCR, we have output compare match. Okay, and maybe output compare match interrupt is activated. This is CTC. This time T count is restarted to 0. CTC, clear timer on compare match. Okay, the second mode, CTC. The next mode, PWM. Two PWM modes, fast PWM and phase correct PWM. Fast PWM as this. For example, timer is counting from 0 to top, to FF. Okay, this level value of OCR. For example, in OCR we loaded 100. Okay, when T count is compare matched with OCR, the state of OC pin is toggled, okay, from 1 to 0. Then we continue to counting. T count is increase to top, to FF. This time the value of OC output pin is neglected again, okay, toggled again from 0 to 1, and this item is continuing. That means each upper OCR, each more value of in OCR, more duty cycle. That means by changing the value of OCR, we can change the value of duty cycle percent. That's right. This means fast PWM. Fast PWM. We continue from 0. We count from 0 to FF, for example, in timer 0 and timer 2. Then abruptly clear from FF to 0. This is fast PWM. But in phase correct PWM, in this item, we count from 0 to FF, then from FF to 0. Not fast, to 155, to 154, to 153, etc. Okay, but in this item, when timer is T count is reached to OCR, we have a toggle on OC pin. Another one in decreasing mode. Another one we have another toggle on OC pin. That's right. This mode is phase correct PWM. That's right. Okay. I stop sharing. I share my screen. Go to Code Vision. A question when uploading this program. This class time is conflicting with another class. For example, class of Dr. Ghaffarian, class of Dr. Shakur, Dr. Amiri, etc. Or class time Is conflicting with other classes or not? No. Accent. Okay. Uh, this time we are describing about code wizard. Code wizard is very useful tools in code vision. Okay. You see this display. Okay. Here in tools, in code vision, in tools area. Okay. The first item, code wizard. Code wizard AVR means a magic tools. Okay. For example, visual tools for programming. Okay, for generating codes. Here or here, here you see run the code wizard AVR, automatic program generator. That's right. Here or here, I click on it. Code wizard AVR, target AVR chip family. We select a family. For example, the AVR 8, AVR 8X, X mega. The first one is okay. 8, AVR 8, 8 tiny, 80 mega, 80 19, 80 90. Okay, because this is 80 mega is okay for us. Okay. Press OK. You see this display, okay? Code wizard AVR. For example, untitled file. First item, chip. This item you see chip settings, okay? Chip settings. Maybe I zoom it. I can zoom it. Okay. Chip. Here is chip settings. First of all, I select my chip. This is 80 tiny 10. Okay. For example, I select 80 mega 16, for example. 80 mega 16. Okay. Another one, clock. For example, 8 megahertz, 4 megahertz, 1 megahertz, etc. Okay. Here, for example, you type 1 megahertz. Okay. 2 megahertz, 16 megahertz, etc. This is okay. Don't fill this item. Okay. That's right. Here in program, we see generate, save and exit. First of all, we type generate, not generate, save and exit. With you type generate, save and exit, you exit from the program, okay? But we can change the program, add over it, improve it, etc. by generate. Here, I type generate. What we see, this program is generated. Include mega16.h header file. That's right, by the system. Void main void. Some items. Here, while one and end of while and end of main. That's right. Here include mega 16.h. In each port we see 8 bits, okay, bit 0 to bit 7 by default. After reset, by default, all of bits from all of ports are inward, okay, inward. We see here in. You can by pressing on it, changing it to outward. Bit 0 from port A outward. Bit 1 from port A inward by pressing outward. Inward, outward. In, out. Okay? You can configure data direction from port A, then from port B, then from port C and port D. That's right? Okay. When a bit is configured as output, uh, we can put over it 0 or 1. Okay, bit 0 outward, 0 1, 0 1. Okay, but in inward, when inward, we have two states, P and T. What's P means? What do you say? No, no, no. What was P? P is for pull up. P, pull up. Okay? Or pull up, maybe. T means try state. Try state. Okay? Or high Z, high impedance. High impedance. Okay? We said pull up is internally connecting to VCC by a resistor. Means pull up or pull up. Tri-state is not connected to anywhere. Okay, tri-state. That means three states. Okay, not connected from outside, connected to 0, from outside connected to 1. That's right. Thus, over each pin from each port we have 4 states. 4 states. Inward, out or outward. In outward, 0 or 1. In inward, pull up or tri-state. That's right. Okay. Here, in main. Here we see some comments. For example, above a main, declare your global variables here. For example, if we had some functions beside main function, or global variables can be declared here. Okay, inside main, declare your local variables here. That's right. For example, unsigned character I, J, etc. Input output ports initialization. Port A, port B, port C, port D. Port A. Port A initialization. DDR-A. DDR-A 7 0, ORed by DDR6 0, DDR5 0, or by DDR4 0, or by DDR3 0, etc. to DDR 0. That's right. By default, all of them are 0. That means all of them are in invert. Here, functionality. Bit 7 invert, bit 6 invert, bit 5 invert, 2 bit 0, in or invert. That's right. State. Port A, all of them is 0. Port A 7 0, or by port 6 0. To port A 0 is 0. Okay, that means state. Bit 7 T tri-state. Bit 6 tri-state. 2 bits 0 tri-state. That's right. Okay, here I can change these items. For example, pin 0 is in, pin 1 is out and 0. Pin 7 is out and, for example, 1. Pin 6 in out and, for example, 0. Okay? There isn't any change here. But after generating, I press generate. And here, bit 0 is outward. Here DDA7 is 1. That means outward. Okay. Bit 6 is outward. DDA6 is 1. These items are inward. 5 4 3 2. 5 0 4 0 3 0 2 0, 1 out, 1 1. Okay, 0 in. Here 0 0. That's right. Here in comments, bit 7 is outward, bit 6 is outward, bit 5 inward, bit 1 outward, bit 0 inward. State, this item is outward and 1. Bit 7 is 1. Bit 0 is 0, as here. Okay. Bit 4 is tri-state, 3 is tri-state, 2 tri-state, 1 0, 1 outward 0, and 0 inward and tri-state. That's right. از صوت مو واضح؟ Mrs. Naima? I disconnect my camera, maybe better. I disconnect my camera. Maybe better, I don't know. Mrs. Naima, صوت is better or not? There's an enchant, Mrs. Naima? Isn't better sound, my sound? Hello? Continue. Each item change here, we see the result here in the code and in the documentation. Okay? It's better? Maybe. Mrs. Naime, can you go out and go back again? Oh, my internet is okay. My internet quality is okay. Where is my sound here? Sound is okay or not? I stop sharing display. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, مسافة سام. I disconnected the picture. What about my sound? Sound is okay. Mrs. Name, sound is okay. Okay. That's right. Here I share my screen. Another one you say about my sound, okay? I disconnected my camera. Okay, Mrs. Name. Share my screen and you say about sound. What here? What about sound? Sound is okay or not? This time, by sharing the display. Sound is okay? Okay. Mrs. Naime, what about sound? 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Hello, hello, hello. Sound is okay, Mr. Majid. Send a record of all lectures to the Telegram. Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas, after all classes, I put the link of lectures over LMS. Hello, Mr. Rashid, okay. Okay. Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas, the link of all recorded classes is put in LMS. Okay? Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas? That's right. Continue. We said, first of all, after chip select, imports, we can change. Oh, Mr. Abbas, I don't know, maybe from your side, Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas. My side, internet quality is okay. But Mrs. Noor is typing. Mr. Abdul Abbas. Okay, inshallah. Inshallah, maybe I put the link of all classes or Telegram. Okay? Maybe me or your friends. Inshallah. That's right. Continue. Time is over. Okay. We said data direction and value of all pins from all ports can be changed and set in this portion. Okay. I press enable. Okay, here you see these items. Controller type, some controllers, 3 controllers. Okay, based of your selected LCD from the market, one of these controllers is okay for your LCD. That's right. For example, this controller by default. Here, characters per line. For example, 8 character, 12 character, 16 character, 12, 20 character, etc. For example, I type this item. That means 2 by 14, 2 by 14, 2 rows and 16 columns. Okay. Here, 2 by 14 character LCD, character or alphanumeric LCD, same. Okay. Character, not character, character. That's right. Here, I generate another one, generate. Okay. You see here, include alcd.h. That means alphanumeric LCD functions. Okay. Include alcd.h by enabling this item. Another one here, go down. Here you see LCD init 16. That means a 2 by 16 character LCD. That's right. Characters per line 16. Here is alphanumeric LCD initialization. Okay. Here connections. LCD display AVR. You see this item. You see this picture. In this picture, you see a microcontroller connected to an LCD. Okay. Here you see VSS, VDD, and VE. In simulation, you can disconnect these items, but in in the reality, you must connect VDD to 5 voltages, 5 volt, VSS to ground. VE is for backlight, okay, for backlight. For example, can be connected by a resistor to VDD, okay, or by a variable resistor to VDD for changing the backlight. That's right. These 3 pins are control bus, register select, read or write, and enable. Read or write, enable. These 8 pins is for data bus, okay? But in CodeVision, we use only these 3 upper pins, okay? These pins. Pin 4 to 7. That's connected PC4, PC5, PC6, and PC7. These items respectively is connected RS to 0. Read or write is to 1. E to 2. Pin 3 is disconnected, no connected. These pins is no connected. In simulation isn't anything, but in the reality in hardware you can connect these items to ground. Okay, and these upper pins, these 4 upper pins, this nibble is connected to these 4 upper pins. Okay, here in CodeVision. Where is it? No, to CodeVision here. Here we see connections. LCD display RS is connected to port A bit 0. RD, that means read or read write. RD is connected to port A bit 1. Enable port A bit 2. D4 bit 4. D5 bit 5, D6 bit 6, and D7 port A bit 7. Okay. By default is connected to port A, but you may connect to port C, port B, port D, etc. Okay. For example, if you want to simulate this file in Pertuis. The LCD is connected to port C. Maybe you remove from here and connect to port A, or in CodeVision, maybe you change this item to port C, port C, port C, port C, port C. That's right. What about pins? You may connect, you may change this pins, but is anormally, okay? Normally, these items is okay. RS to 0, read write to 1, enable to 3, pin to 4, to 2. Pin 3 is not connected. D4 to D5 to D6 is D7 is connected to B4, bit 4 to bit 7. That's right. Here, for example, please attend to me. For example, I change this item to port C, this item to port C, this item to port C, etc. Maybe to disconnect these three items to port C, others to port A. Maybe, but not usual. Okay. After generating, you see here. RS port C bit 0, RD port C bit 1, enable port C bit 2, D4 port A bit 4, okay, etc. Bit port A, port A, port A. You may ask, these items are comments, not code, okay? But in header file here, in ALCD here file, alcd.h, okay? When you change these items, some items inside this header file is changing. That's right. Okay. All of them may be the same. For example, port A, port A, port A. Or all of them port C, port C, port C, or port B, port D, etc. This about LCD, okay? Another one, timers. Excuse me. We said we have three timers. Timer 0, timer 1, and timer 2. Timer 0, timer 1, timer 2, and another timer named watchdog, okay? What these three timers? We said, please tell me about these three timers. How many bits these timers have? Please type it. Timer 0, timer 1, timer 2. مثل ماجد مرزوق. مثل ماجد مرزوق رسن. Do you know بشار رسن in استقلال team? In last times. Bashar Hassan from Iraq players in استقلال team in Iran. Are you familiar with Bashar Hassan, Mr. Majid? Do you know Bashar Hassan? Mr. Majid. Okay. All of you, we said timer 0 and timer 2 are 8 bits, but timer 1 is 16 bits, okay? I type here timer 0, and timer 2 are 8 bits, okay? Timer 0 and timer 2 are 8 bits. Timer 1 is 16 bits. That's right. Here, timer 0, explain these items. Timer 0 is 8 bit, timer 2 is 8 bit, and timer 1 is 16 bit. Here you see in normal mode, top is FF for timer 0. FF means 8 bit. Timer 2, mode normal, top is FF. But in timer 1, in normal mode, top is FFFF. That means 16 bits. That's right. Okay. Here in timer 1, timer 0, we see clock source. مثل ماجد مرزوق. What's okay? I ask from you. Do you know Mr. Bashar Rasan? You are Majid Marzouk Rasan. Or Rasan. Do you know Bashar Rasan, a football player? Bashar Rasan was in Istiqlal team. Okay? Do you know Bashar Rasan? Isn't in Iran. No. Sometimes ago, for example, some years, Bashar Rasan was in Iran. He's a good player, very good player, but isn't in Iran. Maybe in Qatar. Mr. Majid? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Mr. Rashid. Is anyone that don't like football in all of the world? Mr. Rashid. Yeah. That's okay. That's right. That's right. Okay. Here I disconnect my camera because of quality. آفرین Mr. Rashid. All of us expect Mr. Hassan Abbas. This is a good share. All of us expect Mr. Hassan Abbas. Okay. What I like in the PlayStation. Oh, okay. But I don't know in PlayStation. My sons, Mehrab and Mesbah, are playing in PlayStation. Okay, not in PlayStation, in laptop. Are two good players, my sons. But me, no. Oh, okay, Mr. Abbas. That's right. Okay. Go to the next items. Here, timer 0. We see clock source, system clock, or T0 pin falling edge, T0 pin rising edge. Okay, we said each timer can work in timer mode or counter mode. Okay, we said timer, counter. Okay, timer, counter. For working in counter, we need a external input pin. For timer 0, we need a T0 pin, T0 input pin. Okay. For counter, and in timer 1, T1 input pin. For timer 1, working it counter mode. Okay, but in T2 timer 2, we don't have counter. Instead of it, we see RTC, real time clock. Okay, another one. For example, for establishing 1 milliseconds exactly, okay, means RTC, real time clock. But in timer 0 and timer 1, we have timer and counter modes. Timer and counter. In counter mode, we need a T0 or T1 input pin. Okay? When T0 and T1, T0 is by this config is activated in rising edge or falling edge. Okay? Falling edge, rising edge means, for example, you connected T0 to a sensor. Okay, this sensor may be normally closed or normally open. This item is for config this pin. When rising edge is coming, we count incrementally. Okay, or when falling edge is coming, we increment the counter. These two items is for counter, okay? But for timer we select system clock. System clock is for timer. T0 is for counter. That's right. Okay, I select system clock for timer. Here, clock value. Some items. If you remember, we had CS, clock select. Okay, here in this file, not in this file. Here in this table, you see, I zoom it. You see, TCCR means timer counter control register. Timer counter control register for example, timer 0. Then for timer 1 and then for timer 2. TCCR 0, TCCR 1, TCCR 2. Timer counter control register. You see these 3 pins. Clock select. Okay? Clock select for timer 0, clock select for timer 0, clock select for timer 0, bit 0, bit 1, bit 2. That's right. Here, in this table, we see we have 3 bits and 8 states. Okay, 0, 0, 0 in clock select pins. 0, 0, 0 means بدون كلاك stopped. Okay, متوقف stopped. 0, 0, 1 system كلاك بلا تقسيم بدون تقسيم divided by 1. 2 clock system divided by 8. No, Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas. For a stack pointer, no. For speed up timer. Okay. Clock system clock means, for example, 1 megahertz, 8 megahertz. This is system clock here. Here in chip select. This is 1 megahertz. This is system clock. Okay. Or maybe, for example, 8 megahertz. This is system clock. That's right. Here, متوقف stopped clock, the same clock, for example, 1 megahertz, 8 megahertz, clock divided by 8, clock divided by 64, clock divided by 256, clock divided by 1000. Okay, these 6 items, 0 to 5, for timer. Okay, for a speed up timer, stopped clock by 8, clock by 64, clock by 200, clock by 1000. Okay, these 2 items, item 6 and item 7, for counter. 6 means in Persian لبه پایین رونده پالس خارجی means falling edge of T0. These items لبه بالا رونده پالس خارجی means rising edge of external pulse. Okay, falling edge, rising edge. These 2 items for counter, these 6 items for timer. Okay, here in code vision we see in timer 0 clock source, these 2 items for counter. Okay, but this item system clock for timer, clock value timer stopped means CS 000. Okay, اعداد البرنامج speed of timer مثل عبدالعباس speed of timer clock for timer. Okay, not system clock may be fixed on 8 megahertz. Okay, but timer clock is a pre-scaled of system clock. For example, clock itself, or clock by 8, or clock divided by 64, etc. That's right. مثال عبدالعباس انشالله. Okay, timer 0 CS 000, clock itself CS 001, clock divided by 8, system clock was 8 megahertz, clock divided by 8 means 1 megahertz. Okay, clock divided by 64, clock divided by 256, clock divided by 1024. That's right. This is for clock value. Here, mode, timer mode. We have 4 modes. Normal mode, top is FF. Okay. Phase correct PWM mode, top is FF. CTC, clear timer on compare match mode, top is OCR. OCR, a register filled by us, by user. Okay, OCR 0, OCR for timer 0. And fast PWM, top is FF. Okay, normal CTC to PWM, fast PWM and phase correct PWM. These modes here in this file, here for example TCCR, we see these items clock select, clock select, clock select. These 2 pins, pin 3 and pin 6, wave generation mode 01 and wave generation mode 00. Okay, these 2 pins are for selecting the mode. For example, I scale out it. Here, for example, here we see 00 means normal, 01 means PWM phase correct, 10 CTC clear timer on compare match, and 11 fast PWM. But using code vision wizard, we don't need to remember these items. We don't need to remember to this item, etc. Okay, in wizard we say normal mode, we say CTC mode, phase correct mode, etc. Or clock speed, we say which of these items. That's right. Here output OC pin. Here you see in this in TCCR we see these 2 pins. Compare match output mode. These 2 pins. Here in this table, وضعیت pin OC0. Okay, status of OC0. OC output compare output pin for timer 0. 00 غیر فعال disconnected. Okay, that means IO معمولی IO normal IO. Okay, that means PB.3 if you remember. Disconnected from timer. One toggling in compare match وضعیت تطابق is Arabic. Persian and Arabic are the same. وضعیت تطابق. Okay, in Iran we say وضعیت تطابق, in Arabic you say وضعیت تطابق. When I was young, okay, we had a Quran session. Okay, or Sheikh said Quran is Persian. Quran is Persian. Why? قال هي عصاي. He said يقول عصا قال هي عصاي أتبكى بها وأهش بها على غنمي. Okay, وضعیت تطابق in Persian and in Arabic. Okay, toggle OC. When compare match T-count is the same as OCR register, this is compare match state. Okay, the OC pin is toggled. That if was 1 change to 0, if was 0 change to 1. Okay, this item clear in compare match. Clear. This item set in compare match. That's right. Normally our 80% situations we use this item toggling. Okay, toggling OC pin, OC output pin. That's right. But here in code vision, code wizard, output disconnected, by default disconnected. Toggle on compare match, clear on compare match, and set on compare match. Okay, in more than 80% situations we use this item toggle on compare match if we need OC pin. Okay, or disconnected or toggle. Maybe some items in some projects clear or set. That's right. Oh. Excuse me. Here for overflow interrupt and compare match interrupt. Okay, we see here in this file. I removed it. Here. On this item is good. Zoom in. TIFR, timer interrupt flag register. Timer interrupt flag register. Okay, interrupt flag register for timers. These two items for timer 0, these two items, these two flag for timer 0, these two flag for timer 2, and these 4 flags for timer 1. Timer overflow for timer 0. Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas. Maybe. The time is over. Okay, don't worry. Timer overflow 0. Output compare flag. Output compare match flag. Okay, for timer 0. The same for timer 2. Timer overflow for timer 2. Output compare flag for timer 2. That's right. These two items for timer 0 and 2 simple modes. But in timer 1 is more complex. Okay, we go back again here. In here, overflow interrupt. Oh, Mr. Ali Abdul Abbas. You are employed, Mr. Abdul Abbas? You got back from the work or not? Uh-huh. Don't be tired. In Iran we say خسته نباشید. What do you say in Arabic? In Iran we say خسته نباشید. Don't be tired. Don't be tired. Or خسته نباشید. صعبان. صعبان. No, what do you say? Don't be صعبان. What do you say? صعبان maybe. Instead of don't be tired, what do you say in Arabic? متعب. Okay. What do you say? Don't be متعب. Maybe for example لا تكونوا متعب. لا تكونوا متعبين for example. What do you say? مثال عبدالعباس. All of you, what do you say? Okay, Mesode. Okay. What do you say to your friends? In Iran we say, oh, مثال عبدالعباس. You don't be tired. In Iran we more say خسته نباشید, خسته نباشید, خسته نباشید. Don't be tired, don't be tired, don't be tired. What do you say in Arabic to your friends? You don't have this item, don't be tired. غير متعب, غير متعب. كونوا غير متعب. Okay. Okay, the class is over. Don't be tired. Don't sleep, please. Don't sleep, please. Be in class. Abbas, all of you. We said here in this register, we said we have two modes, polling mode and interrupt mode. Okay. For example, when in timer 0 we reached in our flow mode, we reached 255 and then to 0. This is overflow state. Okay, and we can configure that microcontroller go to interrupt state. Okay, or maybe we check this flag repeatedly. But in interrupt state, if I configure that micro is request interrupt, we can go from main to ISR interrupt service routine and execute some tasks. Okay, here in code vision we see overflow interrupt by default isn't activated. Okay, I can press it and this is overflow interrupt. Or here compare match interrupt. You see here output compare flag, okay, for timer 0. You can type config that when compare match the CPU requests an interrupt, okay. Here we check over it, compare match interrupt. But here these are timer interrupt flags, but here timer interrupt mask. Here this register timer interrupt mask. Okay, timer overflow interrupt enable, output compare match interrupt enable for timer 0. Here when you check these two items, okay, you enable or check these two bits. Okay, enable interrupt for timer overflow for timer 0, timer overflow interrupt enable for timer 0. Output compare interrupt enable for timer 0. That's right. The same for timer 2. Here Timer 2. Timer 2, output interrupt enabled or not enabled. Compare match interrupt enabled or not enabled. That's right. Another one here. Timer value. That means T count. T count. We said what مثلا نایمه. Okay. This is name. Okay. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. Okay. T count. You can, for example, fill T count by 100. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, hexadecimal. For example, 10. 10 hexadecimal or 50 in hexadecimal. Okay, in hexadecimal. That means the timer is starting from 50 in hexadecimal to FF instead of 0 to FF. That's right. And this is OCR. OCR, for example, 100. No, in hexadecimal. For example, 20. Okay, that means for example, in CTC or in two PWMs, fast PWM and phase correct PWM, you start from 0 to FF. Okay, this is OCR 0 that is filled by user. Okay, that's right. Okay, I defined the next project for example, another time. What's the project? PRG3. PRG3. Okay. That means using timers. Using timers and interrupts. Okay. Please attend here, for example, maybe here. We don't have any LCD and any keypad. A microcontroller and two LED pins. Two LED. For example, LED connected to PA0 and PA1. Okay. LED1, LED PA0 is blinking each 1 second. And LED2 blinking is 10 seconds. Okay. Two LEDs. LED1 blinking each 1 second. Okay, and LED2 blinking each 10 seconds. That's right. A simple project, another simple project using timers. For example, timer 0 for LED1 and timer 1 for LED2. Okay, and using interrupts, not polling, interrupts. For example, when T count is when in normal mode, when FF or timer or flew, a timer an interrupt is requested, and in ISR we toggle the LED1. Okay, for timer 2, when interrupt we toggle LED2. That's right. What about deadline? Deadline you say deadline Maybe May of 5 of 6. Okay. No. Okay. This deadline. What's after May? After May. June. June 5. Is okay? The time is over and your next class is started maybe. There's any question? That's right. That's right. We defined 2 new projects. Okay. Project 2 was no. Project 3 and 4. Project 1 was 2-7 segment. Project 2 was keyboard and LCD. No. Here project 3. Project 3 is